When I discovered that Amazon makes an Amazon Basics speed light that will work on numerous brands of cameras, and it only costs $27.99. Yeah, a big hot shoe flash for under $30, I had to try it out. Here's how it went. Well, guys, it just works. It's a simple flash and it does what it says it does. It's easy to use, and although it does not have TTL capability, it does have a fair amount of flexibility. Here's how I used it. The back of the flash is pretty simple and intuitive to use. The on-off switch and buttons are labeled, so I turned it on and I was able to start using it on the camera right away. I was using it on the Nikon D500 first. I mentioned before that this flash doesn't have TTL capability, so I was using it in manual. You press the plus minus buttons to increase or decrease the power output. It's got a built-in wide-angle diffuser and a bounce card too. So what I found initially was that it worked, but I still had questions like, is the output consistent? Is it easy to use off camera? How powerful is it? How quick is it? So to start out, I wanted to do a self-portrait photo shoot in the studio. I wanted the flash off of the camera, so I went to the manual to see how I could trigger the flash off camera. There are several ways, and luckily for me, it has S1 mode, which enables me to trigger the flash optically. That means I have a flash on my camera, which when it flashes, triggers this off-camera flash. You can see more from this shoot at the link above. Incidentally, there are a couple of other ways to trigger the flash off camera. It has S2 mode, where you have another flash on the camera in TTL mode. In that case, the on-camera flash will flash twice, taking the photo on the second flash. And in this mode, the Amazon Basics flash waits for that second flash to also flash. And then the last way to trigger this is with a PC sync cable. Any of the three options might be helpful in different situations and is definitely up to personal preference. So then it was time to use the flash on camera. So I took it out to the forest at sunset and took a few portraits there. Again, it was consistent. I tried out where I was backlit by the sun. Here's one without the flash, and here's one with the flash. Also, I was impressed by the power output. The flash battled the intense sunlight from behind and it performed very well. In this one, it was still quite bright outside and we were able to stop down on the camera, increase the power on the flash, and achieved a very dark background, meaning that the flash was able to overpower the ambient light when needed. And then in this one, you can tell that I'm pretty far from the camera, but I'm still illuminated quite well. I noticed throughout that the flash is pretty quick. Amazon promises a recycle time of 3 seconds after a full power flash. It was definitely faster than that when I was using a lower power, shot after shot after shot. I didn't encounter any overheating issues or anything like that. So let's talk about a couple of other things about the flash, both positive and negative. It does come with the built-in diffuser and bounce card. My Nikon flashes have them as well. I find the diffuser helpful sometimes, but I rarely use the bounce card. Again, like my Nikon flashes, it does come with a little stand/tripod mounting bracket. This is helpful for a number of reasons. When I used this in the studio, I attached the flash to the stand and the stand to the light stand. Now for the only drawbacks that I can come up with. Number one, I mentioned this earlier. There's no TTL. So if you like for the camera and the flash to talk to each other and figure out the best exposure, then provide the right settings and power output for the situation, you're out of luck here. And number two, there is no flash information in the image file. This may not be an issue for you. I don't often feel like I need the settings, but in this case, it would have been nice to see them so that I could share the information with you all. So all in all, I can definitely recommend this flash with a straight face to anyone who is okay with manually setting their flash output. It's really easy to use, it's inexpensive, it's flexible. You can use it on camera, but you have a few ways to trigger it off camera. And there's one thing that you absolutely can't ignore with this flash, the price. Even with the drawbacks, you could buy half a dozen of these before approaching the price of some brand name flashes. For a small studio, for someone learning photography, or for someone to just add on to their collection of flashes, this is simply a great way to do any of that at a really, really low price. So check it out. I have a link down in the description below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so you will get the same price on your purchase, but that purchase will help out my channel a tiny bit. So thank you to those of you who use those links.